We'll continue the previous concept. We were talking about the conventions, right? Conventions are nothing but the rules. But if you follow them, it is easy to understand, easy to learn, and easy to write the programs on your own. Okay, not exactly the rules to be followed. They are known as conventions. For example, if you see this example, we have different words or different terms like student, role, name, percentage, private, public, class, void, get record, print record, and search record. If you observe them, you can make some differences among them, isn't it? So student, you take it as a class name and beginning with capital letter. Private, because it is one of the keywords, all are small letters. And int, char, float are data types which are defined by the system as reserved words or keywords. Use them as int, char, float, as we just discussed in the previous slide. All are small letters. Role, name, and percentage are the members which are small letters. Usually variables or written as small letters. Class name beginning with a capital letter. And coming to the methods, if you have multiple words like get, record, print, record, search, record. So in each method name we have two words. Okay, so beginning with the capital letter and next subsequent words beginning with a capital letter. Sometimes you begin with a small letter, subsequent words begin with the capital letters, like that, just to identify. Otherwise, there is no wrong if you take all of them as a small letter, all of them as capital letter, all of them as small letter, something like that. Clear? So they are just conventions. If you follow conventions, then you can identify the word easily because you have multiple words. Like this, you will have many, big words also for further programming, isn't it? So by seeing the word, what is student? Because it is having the first letter as a capital letter, you take it as a student. You can tell it as a student immediately without any doubt. Clear? So here all are small letters. Wherever there are some words with all small letters, you can tell them as members. Is it clear, girls? So similarly for other things also. Functions. So by saying these brackets also you can say this is a function. Isn't it? Parenthesis. What do you call these brackets? As parenthesis. So wherever we use the parenthesis for any word, that is a function or that is a method. Clear? So to identify them, what is this word and what this word refers, we use conventions. Are you clear? So by using conventions, what you learn? The word specification, what the word specifies. Class name. Here student is a class name. Always class names begin with the capital letter. That you learn, isn't it? So always the members will take all lowercase letters. And coming to the functions, like this. Beginning with the capital letter, if it has multiple words, second and subsequent words. After record, if you have another word, that word first letter will be capital letter, like that, and so on. And say this, void. Okay, so what is a function? Function is a set of block of statements which perform some task, which specifies some task, isn't it? So this gives what this function returns, what this function returns, what this function returns. If you take it as a void, it does not return anything. Clear? So this does not use return statement, RETURN. There is a lot of importance for return statement, especially in the functions. Clear? So this function does not return anything. It does not use return statement. It does not use return statement. It does not use return statement. But what this specifies, we'll see in a complete program. This is not a complete program. It is only the definition of a class. We don't have any print statement. We don't get anything. We don't have any values. What is the number for roll number? What is the name is given? What is the percentage is given here? Isn't it? Nothing. No, there is no data at all. Just we have declared the members and methods. That's all. Clear? So this is a one of the important syntax to follow for the topics also. Clear? Class name, opening brace, set of statements and closing brace. This is a format for defining a class. This is a pro forma. You can say this is a formula for defining a class. Class, student, opening brace and set of statements. Set of statements which includes within the class are known as the properties of that particular class. Properties consist members and methods. All members under private, all methods under public. Private and public are known as visibility factors or visibility modifiers, which are used to define members and methods in the class definition. Is it clear, girls? This is about user-defined data types. Class is an user-defined data type. You can declare a class as class name. This is purely user-defined. This is related to a student. That's why you have taken as student. You can take any other class name also, depending on what type of details you are showing. Details showing on what? That take as a class name. Clear? So this is about user-defined data types. Next word is data object. So data object represents a container for data values. So all the data values are stored at some place. That place is called as a data object. So why do we store data somewhere else? Why do we need to store the values at some place? Because to retrieve later, after a few days, after a few hours, if you want to retrieve the same data values, you can retrieve them once you store at some place. That is called as data object. Data object is a container because it contains data values. Clear? Data object is a container which contains data values, which stores data values. What is the importance of storing? For later retrieval. Clear? So each data object is characterized by a set of attributes which determine the number and type of values and also determine the logical organization of these values. Clear? So which are characterized by attributes. So what are the attributes? What actually attributes specifies? We'll see in this example. Clear? So take an example as a data object is a set of elements, say D. What is D? It is a data object. Data object is a container. Container consists or contains data values. What type of data values? That we'll see here. The data object alphabets can be defined as D equal to capital A to capital Z, small a to small z. Clear? The data object alphabets. The name of object is alphabets, which consists or which contains alphabets. Set of alphabets. It can be either capital letters or small letters. The name for these alphabets as given as D. Similarly, the data object or the data container integers contains all integers. It may be negative or positive, minus values and plus values, including 0. Are you getting, girls? Data object is a container which contains data values. This is used to store the values for later retrieval purposes. Example, alphabets contains all alphabets. Integers contains all numbers. It can be either positive numbers or negative numbers, and it may be finite or infinite. Okay, so there is no limit also. Here we have specified from capital A to capital Z, from small a to small z, it is finite, whereas here it is infinite. There is no last value. Up to which value you want to take, we have not mentioned. So you can take it as a finite or infinite. Are you clear? So this is important. Data object is a container which represents a container which contains data values for later retrieval. Clear? So which is characterized by a set of attributes. Those attributes determine the number and type of values. It also determines logical organization of these values. Clear? So logical organization means where actually these values are going to be stored. All these alphabets are stored in alphabets. All these numbers are stored in integers. Like this. Clear? Next. So the next word is data structure. So already we have defined the data structure in the first slide itself. It is a organization of data elements and which gives the interrelationships among the data elements, isn't it? So another way also we can represent as a combination of elements, each of which is either as a data type or another data structure, a set of associations or relationships involving the combining elements. Clear? So the meaning is the same, but we can define them in different ways. That's it. Clear? So data structures refers what? Data and its representation of data objects. Because everywhere, like in first slide, we learned some terms like data, data types. So in terms of data, we have defined data structure. Next, in terms of data type, we have defined data structure. Now we are going to define in terms of data object. That's it. All are similar almost. So in terms of data object, if you want to define a data structure, as data structures refer to data and representation of data objects within a program. Clear? That is the implementation of structured relationships. A data structure is a collection of atomic and composite data types into a set with defined relationships. So this paragraph or this set of words includes all. Data is included, data types are included, and data objects are included. So this is the exact definition of data structure. In previous slides, we have defined data structure in terms of data, next in terms of data type, and now we are defining in terms of data, data type and data object all together like this. Again, I am repeating you. This is the definition of a data structure, including data, data type and data object. This is a final definition. Data structures refer to data and its representation of data objects within a program. That's it. This is the explanation about that the above sentence. Okay, so finally a data structure can be defined as a combination of elements, each of which is either as a data type or another data structure. Okay, and if you take multiple, then it can also be defined as a set of associations or relationships involving the combined elements. Whenever you take multiple, we'll try to associate them, we'll try to make some relationships among them, right? So that's the reason why we have given the relationships here. So this is the final definition of a data structure, which includes the terms data, data type and data structure.